Permit System, a complete guide for PTW system. Hello everyone, welcome to Phani EHS Info, a learning platform about workplace safety. In this video, we will dive into the Permit to Work, PTW, system, an essential safety framework that allows high-risk activities to be carried out while ensuring necessary precautions are in place. The primary goal of the PTW system is to minimize HSE risks to a level that is as low as reasonably practicable or allowed. Let's get started and explore the vital role PTW plays in workplace safety. What is the Permit to Work, PTW, system? The Permit to Work, PTW, system is a formal, documented process designed to control and manage work that is identified as potentially hazardous. It involves issuing a written and signed document, known as a permit, which authorizes the concerned personnel to carry out activities at a specific location and within a defined period. Importantly, the permit also outlines the necessary safety precautions to ensure that the task is completed with minimal risk. In addition to serving as an authorization tool, the PTW system acts as a formal communication channel between management, supervisors, and workers to ensure that everyone involved is aware of the safety measures and potential hazards. Why Permit to Work system? Let us see 10 key standards that highlight how PTW is supported and reinforced by legal frameworks and international best practices, ensuring its implementation across various industries. 1. Oman Royal Decree No. 35/2003, Oman Labour Law. In Oman, the Royal Decree No. 35/2003 specifically Article 87 outlines the employer's responsibility to inform workers about potential occupational hazards and the protective measures required to mitigate those risks. It mandates that all necessary precautions must be taken to protect workers from health hazards, machinery dangers, and unsafe working conditions. Additionally, it requires that all equipment and tools be maintained in the safest condition possible, forming a foundation for the PTW system to operate effectively in safeguarding workers. 2. Qatar QCS 2014, Qatar Construction Specifications. Moving on to Qatar, the Qatar Construction Specifications, QCS 2014, in Section 1.4.1, specifies that PTW is mandatory for activities such as hot work, confined space entry, working at height, and electrical isolation. The QCS emphasizes that risk assessments must be conducted before issuing permits, and it also highlights the importance of appropriate training for workers before they are allowed to proceed with these hazardous tasks. This ensures that the PTW system is not only a procedural formality but also a robust framework for risk management. 3. Saudi Arabia Labor Law and Saudi Aramco Standards. In Saudi Arabia, the labor law, particularly Article 136, stresses that employers are required to implement safety standards for machinery, equipment, and hazardous tasks to ensure the protection of workers. Furthermore, the Saudi Aramco Construction Safety Manual, CSM, outlines that PTW is required for activities like hot work, confined space entry, and tasks involving hydrocarbons. Before issuing a PTW, comprehensive risk assessments and specific approvals are necessary, further reinforcing the system's role in minimizing workplace accidents. 4. UAE Federal Law and Industry Standards. In the UAE, Federal Labor Law, specifically Article 13, mandates that employers provide a safe working environment and implement PTW systems for hazardous tasks. This is aligned with the Abu Dhabi EHS Center's guidelines, which adhere to the international ISO 45001 standard. According to these standards, PTW is required for high-risk activities such as working at height, electrical isolation, and excavation. Additionally, the Dubai Municipality Code of Practice provides specific guidelines for PTW systems related to hot work, chemical handling, and confined space entry. 5. ADNOC, Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, HSEMS. For ADNOC, the HSE Management System, HSEMS, Code of Practice V4-08 emphasizes the mandatory use of PTW for tasks like hot work, cold work, confined space entry, electrical isolation, and simultaneous operations, SIMOPS. This code underscores the importance of conducting thorough risk assessments, obtaining multiple levels of approval for the PTW, and ensuring that effective communication, such as pre-task briefings and toolbox talks, takes place before the work begins. This ensures that everyone involved is aware of the potential risks and how to mitigate them. 6. ISO 45001, 2018 Occupational Health and Safety Management Systems. On the international front, ISO 45001, 2018, specifically Clause 8.1.4.2, addresses the control of outsourced processes. This clause emphasizes the importance of managing high-risk activities through the implementation of a PTW system, particularly for temporary or contracted work. By doing so, organizations can maintain control over the safety of all tasks, whether performed by in-house staff or external contractors. 7. OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. In the United States, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, plays a crucial role in promoting workplace safety. Specifically, 29 CFR 1910.147 requires the use of lockout-tagout procedures along with PTW systems to prevent the unexpected energization of equipment. Furthermore, 29 CFR 1910.119 mandates PTW systems for non-routine tasks such as hot work to manage risks associated with hazardous chemicals. These regulations ensure that PTW serves as a key part of hazard control in the workplace. 8. NFPA 70E, Standard for Electrical Safety in the Workplace. For electrical safety, NFPA 70E provides clear guidelines. Clause 110.1d mandates the implementation of PTW systems for high-risk electrical activities. These activities include work that involves arc flash and shock hazards, which can be extremely dangerous. By requiring PTW systems, the NFPA ensures that proper safety measures, such as isolation procedures and protective equipment, are in place before electrical work begins. 9. API RP75, Recommended Practice for Safety and Environmental Management Systems. In the oil and gas sector, API RP75 provides guidelines for safety and environmental management systems. Section 5.5 recommends the use of PTW systems for non-routine work, such as maintenance, hot work, and confined space entry. This helps ensure that hazards are identified and mitigated before starting any high-risk tasks, thereby supporting safe operations in these potentially dangerous environments. 10. UK HSE Guidance, HSG 250. Finally, in the UK, the Health and Safety Executive, HSE, Guidance Document HSG 250 provides detailed instructions for implementing PTW systems. This guidance covers aspects such as proper documentation, hazard identification, and the roles of PTW issuers, approvers, and executors. By following these guidelines, employers can create a clear, structured approach to managing hazardous work, ensuring that all safety aspects are properly addressed. The permit to work system is not just a procedural formality, it is a globally recognized and supported safety measure. The 10 standards we've discussed illustrate how PTW systems are backed by various legal frameworks and industry practices to protect workers and minimize risks in high-risk tasks. Implementation of PTW system. The implementation of the permit to work system is required under several circumstances, including when mandated by the customer or client, if specified as a requirement in the project HSE, Health, Safety, and Environmental Management Plan, upon confirmation by the project or line manager and the HSE advisor, particularly for safety-critical activities. This ensures that the PTW system is applied in situations where it is most needed, helping to prevent accidents and injuries in high-risk environments. Activities under the PTW system. The PTW system covers a wide range of high-risk activities, including but not limited to confined space works, tasks that require entry into confined spaces with limited ventilation or access. Works in live electrical installations, activities that involve working with or near live electrical circuits. Equipment operations in congested areas, operating equipment in spaces where movement is restricted, increasing the risk of accidents. Excavations in areas with potential utility services or unstable soil, excavation work in areas where there is a risk of damaging underground utilities or encountering unstable soil conditions. Heavy critical tandem lifts, lifting operations involving heavy or critical loads, often requiring precise coordination. Hot works, tasks such as welding, cutting, or grinding that produce sparks or heat, increasing the fire risk. Radiography, work involving the use of radioactive materials, such as for industrial testing or inspections. Works at height, except with proper platforms, scaffolds, tasks performed at elevated heights where there is a fall risk. Works at night, activities conducted during nighttime, which may involve additional hazards due to reduced visibility or limited support. Each of these activities requires a detailed and carefully managed PTW process to ensure all safety measures are followed and risks are minimized. Functions in the PTW system. The permit to work, PTW, system involves 3 key functions, each playing a critical role in ensuring safety and compliance. 1. Permit initiator. 2. Permit authority. 3. Permit executor. Responsibilities of the permit initiator, construction commissioning manager engineer. The permit initiator is responsible for the initial stages of the PTW process and ensures that the work is carefully assessed for potential risks. Their key responsibilities include assessing and determining the applicability of the PTW system. The initiator evaluates whether a permit is necessary based on the nature of the task and its associated risks. Initiating the permit, this includes conducting an HSE, Health, Safety, and Environmental risk assessment to identify potential hazards and outlining the necessary safety precautions. Preparing the permit application, the initiator ensures all required information is included in the permit application. Handing over the validated permit to the permit executor. Once the permit is validated and all requirements are met, the initiator passes the permit to the permit executor along with a briefing to ensure they understand the safety protocols. Responsibilities of the permit authority, HSE personnel. The permit authority plays a critical oversight role to ensure that all safety standards are met and that the permit system is being correctly implemented. Their main duties are verifying the adequacy of the permit form and its attachments. The permit authority checks whether the permit form is complete, accurate, and aligned with safety regulations. Visiting the site to ensure compliance, they regularly inspect the work site to verify that the permit's requirements are being followed correctly. Validating and revalidating permits as needed, the permit authority ensures that permits are kept up to date and valid throughout the course of the work. Maintaining the permit log, they maintain a detailed log of all issued permits and retain records for at least 1 year, ensuring proper documentation for future reference and audits. Responsibilities of the permit executor, supervisor, foreman, charge hand. The permit executor is responsible for ensuring that the work is carried out safely and according to the conditions outlined in the permit. Their key responsibilities include signing the permit after understanding its requirements. The permit executor signs the permit to confirm that they understand the safety procedures and requirements outlined. Discussing permit details with the crew, the executor ensures that all team members are fully informed about the hazards and safety measures outlined in the permit. Overseeing work execution, the permit executor monitors the work to ensure that the safety requirements of the permit are adhered to throughout the task. Suspending work if unsafe. If any unsafe conditions arise, the permit executor has the authority to halt work and ensure that the permit is revalidated before work can resume. Returning the PTW form after job completion or cancellation. Once the job is completed, or if the work is cancelled, the executor returns the PTW form to the permit authority, providing a record of the task's outcome. Each of these roles is essential for the successful implementation of the PTW system, ensuring that high-risk activities are managed in a safe and controlled manner. Additional documents with PTW application. When applying for a permit to work, PTW, several additional documents are required to ensure that all safety, legal, and operational requirements are met. These documents help verify that risks are properly identified and mitigated. The key documents typically included with the PTW application are 1. Internal-external authorizations or permits. Any relevant authorizations or permits from internal or external parties that are necessary for the task being performed. 2. Consent from involved parties. Written consent from all parties involved in the work to ensure that they are aware of the risks and agree to the safety measures. 3. LOTO, Lockout, Tagout, Register and TRAM, Task Risk Assessment Matrix, Register. These registers document specific safety protocols for isolating hazardous energy sources, LOTO, and task-related risks, TRAM, that may be relevant to the work. 4. Test certificates and inspection records. These documents certify that any equipment or machinery involved in the task has been inspected and tested for safety before use. 5. Material Safety Data Sheets, MSDS. MSDS provide crucial information about the hazards associated with any chemicals or materials being used, along with safety precautions. 6. Personnel Competence Records. These records verify that the personnel assigned to the task are properly trained and competent to carry out the work safely. HSE Risk Assessment and Management. HSE risk assessment is a vital process in the PTW system to identify, evaluate, and control health, safety, and environmental (HSE) risks associated with the planned work. The goal is to ensure that all risks are minimized to an as low as reasonably practicable, LARP, level. Responsibility. Permit initiator, responsible for initiating the HSE risk assessment as part of the PTW application process. HSE personnel must assess risks and ensure that necessary control measures are in place to mitigate hazards. Key staff, including supervisors and safety officers, who must also be involved in evaluating and managing risks to ensure comprehensive safety measures are applied. By conducting thorough HSE risk assessments and managing identified risks appropriately, organizations can ensure that high-risk tasks are performed with the utmost safety, preventing accidents and protecting workers. Permit to Work (PTW) process. Let's walk through the Permit to Work (PTW) process step by step, following the flow indicated in the diagram. 1. The process begins with the permit initiator, who initiates the PTW process by completing the relevant form. This form captures all details about the work activity, safety measures, and controls required. Once the form is complete, it is submitted to the permit authority for review. 2. The permit authority then visits the site to assess the activity. This includes evaluating the risks, ensuring that the personnel involved are competent, and confirming that all safety measures are adequate. If everything is in order, the permit authority validates the permit by signing the form and returns it to the permit initiator. 3. After receiving the validated permit, the permit initiator hands it over to the permit executor. This handover is accompanied by a briefing or discussion about the contents of the permit, ensuring that the permit executor understands the safety controls and requirements for executing the activity. 4. The permit executor then discusses the permit contents with the crew who will be performing the work. This ensures that the crew understands the necessary precautions and how to execute the work safely. 5. During the work, if any of the permit requirements are not met or if conditions become unsafe, the permit executor stops the work and takes necessary corrective actions. 6. In case the work needs to be suspended or a shift change occurs, the permit executor suspends the permit and either returns it to the permit authority or hands it over to the incoming permit executor. 7. If the job is left incomplete and the permit is suspended, the permit executor ensures that the work area and equipment are left in a safe condition. 8. Before restarting the work, the permit executor signs the permit to confirm compliance with the permit requirements. Additionally, they obtain revalidation from the permit authority prior to every new shift, whether day or night. 9. Once the work is completed, the permit executor returns the permit to the permit authority. The permit authority then cancels the permit by appending their signature and filing the completed permit to work form for record keeping. 10. Throughout the process, the permit authority maintains a permit log, which contains detailed records of all validated permits, including scanned copies. This completes the PTW process flow. By following these interconnected steps, the organization ensures that all work is conducted in a safe, controlled, and compliant manner. PTW form. A work permit form is a safety document used to authorize and monitor high-risk tasks like hot work or confined space entry. It includes key sections such as job details, activity, location, and timing, identified hazards with control measures, and authorization with signatures from responsible personnel. The final closeout section tracks whether the work was completed or suspended, along with reasons, closure time, and remarks. This form ensures all safety precautions are in place, accountability is maintained, and work progress is properly recorded for a safe working environment. Permit log. The permit log is a critical record-keeping tool used to track all activities under the Permit to Work (PTW) system. It includes key details like permit numbers, activity descriptions, responsible personnel, initiator, authority, executor, start and end times, current status, and remarks about incidents or updates. To maintain it, record every permit when issued, update it as work progresses or changes, ensure accuracy and clarity in all fields, and use it for audits, tracking, and learning lessons after work completion. This ensures proper documentation, monitoring, and review of all permits for a safe and organized work environment. Permit conditions. To ensure the effective management of risks associated with high-risk activities, the following conditions must be met when submitting a permit to work, PTW. Permit application timing. The PTW application should be submitted at least 24 hours before the planned activity to allow sufficient time for review, assessment, and approval. Separate permits for multiple activities. If multiple activities are taking place at a single location, separate permits must be issued for each activity to ensure all hazards are appropriately addressed. Availability of validated permits and supporting documents. Once the permit has been validated, it and all supporting documents must be available at the site. This ensures that everyone on the work site is informed and compliant with the necessary safety protocols. Shift change. During shift changes, the following process ensures continuous safety and proper permit management. Outgoing executor. The outgoing permit executor must suspend the permit and hand it over to the incoming executor or permit authority, ensuring a smooth transition. Incoming executor briefing. The incoming permit executor should be briefed about the job status and any safety precautions still in effect, ensuring they are fully informed and prepared. Revalidation of permits. Before the work continues, the permit must be revalidated to confirm that all safety measures are still in place and that there are no new hazards. Permit cancellation. Permits can be cancelled under several circumstances. When a permit is cancelled, it cannot be revalidated, and a new permit must be issued if the activity resumes. Reasons for permit cancellation include activity completion. The task has been finished, and there is no longer a need for the permit. Job discontinuation. The work is halted for any reason, such as weather or other operational factors. Emergencies. If an emergency arises that requires immediate action, the permit may need to be cancelled. Scope changes. If the scope of the work changes and new risks are introduced. Non-fulfillment of requirements. If any conditions or safety measures outlined in the permit are not met. Unsafe conditions. If hazardous conditions are identified that make the work unsafe. Retention of permit logs. To maintain proper documentation and ensure compliance with safety regulations, all validated permits must be scanned and retained for a minimum of 1 year. This record keeping is essential for audit and inspection. Having access to past permits allows for audits and inspections to verify that the PTW system has been properly implemented. Incident investigation. If an incident occurs, the retention of permit logs helps in reviewing whether the correct procedures and safety protocols were followed. Legal compliance ensures compliance with legal and regulatory requirements related to safety documentation. By maintaining a consistent training program and keeping staff informed, organizations can ensure that everyone understands the PTW system's importance and follows safety procedures diligently. Thank you for watching. Remember, a well-managed permit to work system is the key to a safer workplace. Stay safe, stay compliant. Your safety starts with the permit to work system.
This is all about today's topic. Thanks for watching Phani EHS Info. And don't forget to subscribe our channel to get immediate notification of our videos. Share our videos to your friends and colleagues to create safety awareness. If you have any questions and requirements, please comment in comment box.